Hello and welcome to an interview with Jenny Palmer. This interview is taking place in Baginton with a lady who used to live and was born in the ruins of Baginton Hall. The date that she was born is 1943. She was 7 when she left in 1950, and she was actually born in the ruins themselves, in the west wing of the old house. The area of land denotes many memories. Jenny is now going to tell us about her experiences and memoirs of living in the old hall. Okay, hello, welcome. Sensory Soul Science here with you today. Welcome, Jenny. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your memories of when you was a small child in the west wing of the hall?
What I can remember is that I used to play there and how it was when I lived there, and it was like
the main part of the hall was ruined, wasn't it?
Yes, and we lived in the west wing, and it was just one room. Well, we had 2 bedrooms, and there was no electricity. We had to have oil lamps and candles, and there was running water, but I had to boil water up. But we loved it there. I loved it there because we could play, and I played a little on the grass, and I played up on the little hill, and my brother built me a swing by the trees, and I played there happy for hours.
You know the trees, Jenny, they were part of the old driveway to the hall, wasn't they?
Yes, they were.
And you do have memories at the bottom of that, the part of the bottom towards where the road started, in that time that you lived there.
Yeah.
You have memories of the cottages from the tree, because the swing, you used to play on the swing there.
Yeah.
And you used to look across at some cottages that were also on the land.
Yes.
You know the actual building itself. Can you give us a little detail of exactly what sort of ruin it was? Because the hall itself, when you was living in the west wing, which was the only part available to be lived in at that point when it had been burnt down in 1889, you saw that the actual house itself as just a ruin, didn't you, like a wall?
Yes. The next part of the house was derelict. It was just the one west wing that we lived in. There's only one piece left, and we lived in that. But it was quite roomy, and it was very nice, and we had some very, very happy memories there. It was lovely. As I say, my sisters were born there must have been 38.
Yeah.
But and then my brother Ken was born there, and then I was born there, and my sister Kathleen was born there.
And the reason why you was there was because it was initially part of the land, and some of the building was actually part of, to do with our airport here at Baginton. And your father worked there, is that right?
Yeah, my dad worked there, yes.
And so your mother brought you up there while Dad went to work?
Yes.
And the memories that you have are obviously of the area of the land where the old hall used to stand?
Yes, that's right.
Could you tell us a bit about the fields around there and how you come across the castle ruins?
Well, we used to go, there was a big field in the front of us, and we used to walk across the field, go across to the field, and the castle was standing at the back.
Yeah.
And we used to go across to the castle, and there used to be a little stream running down there.
Yeah.
Where me and my sisters used to go down and play.
Yeah.
But apart from that...
That area there.
That area there.
And that was down a little slope at the back of the...
That was down a slope at the back, yeah.
The terrace, wasn't it?
Yes.
There was like a terrace area at the back, and
yes,
that's where it was. Can you give me memories of what it was like to, where you're living, where you lived, and actually you tell me you used to bathe in the big sink with your siblings?
There was a big sink in the kitchen, and my mum used to wash us in that.
Yeah.
But she did have a tin bath for the bigger ones. And there was 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
One bedroom where Mum and Dad slept, and he made a great big bedroom on the landing.
Yeah.
That used to turn on the landing, so for us to sleep in. But when the boys come back from the forces, where they slept, I don't know. They slept somewhere in the house, but where, I don't know. And then in the end, my dad moved us out into another room, and then my sisters took over and had the landing.
They had the landing when
Yeah.
you was moved out into another room.
Yeah.
Could you tell me what the floor was like where you used to bathe
Just
was it the kitchen area, was it? Or,
in the kitchen, just like a concrete floor.
A concrete floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the exterior of your home like? What was the walls like on your home?
Brick, just brick.
All brick.
All
so
brick.
The face of the actual hall had come away, is that correct?
Yes.
The stone
Yeah.
had come down.
Yeah, it was just the brick that was left that we lived in.
Oh, I see. So it's an internal structure actually of the main wing
Yes.
that you was living in.
We were living in. That's right.
Because the stone that was used was a white stone on the outside.
That's right.
Can
yes.
you remember that being on the front of the wall to the hall that was connected to the west wing?
All I can remember is that when I lived there, it was all white.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have any memories of the pathways that were there existing from the hall? You know, when you was a youngster and you used to play?
It was just like a stone concrete path, and we used to go up the path, and then the trees was all on the side of us.
The trees were on the side of you?
Yeah, we used to walk straight up there, and then I had a little swing built in the wood, in
By
the
your
trees.
brother?
Yeah.
It sounds absolutely gorgeous, the thought that you was living in that building, considering that it was actually a derelict building as such, with just that part of the hall remaining. For you to live there, it must have been such a beautiful little play area for you.
Absolutely beautiful. I think I was ever so happy there.
Yeah, and your memories of playing on the platform, which was the original hill up, grass
That's right.
verge up to the hall.
Yeah.
You used to play there, didn't you,
Yeah, I
with
used
the
to
tea
play
service?
tea set there. I used to have my little tea set there, and I had a little bike.
You had a little bike.
Yeah.
Would you go on your little bike down the old driveway, would you, towards the cottages or
I probably did.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I probably did because I used to ride up and down it. So
Yeah.
probably did. And then I used to have to go to get an ice cream down the bottom of the gate.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
to the bottom of the drive.
Yeah,
I used to go and get myself an ice cream from down there.
fabulous. Could you tell me something a little bit more about the fields on the front of the building that you remember, or is it the fields on the back of the building that you remember more? As you was only 7 when you left there, but
I was only 7, yeah. Well, there was fields round both, the front
Yeah.
and the back. After the pathway, the field, and then the hill.
yeah,
And then at the back there was fields.
yeah.
Little steps, because we used to sit on there and watch the airport, the planes at the airport.
Oh, you used to sit on little steps at the
Little
back.
steps at the back.
And those were at the back of the West Wing
West
building?
Wing, yeah.
Oh, I see. So there was sort of like...
The door that went out at the back.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I see. And what did you have memories of what conditions it was like? Was it, considering there was no electricity, can you remember, was you warm in there? Was there any times where you found it any indifferent to present day, or was you quite comfortable with living in those conditions?
Well, I suppose I must have been because I was only little, but I know we had to have black army coats over us at night because it was so cold.
Yeah, army
On
coats
our
over
beds.
you at night. Fantastic. So, the last thing I wanted to talk to you about, Jenny, is considering there was a rumour, a paranormal rumour, of a grey lady. I do believe that considering your brother has mentioned this to you, and other people have mentioned it to family members, I believe, could you tell me, give me a little rendition of exactly what it was that he mentioned to you, your brother, about the grey lady?
He always used to tell me about the grey lady, and I never believed him. I thought, no, it can't be. And he always said to me there was a grey lady walking about, but I don't know. That's
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And when I come to move to Rowley Road, he said, oh, you want to be careful up there. He said, because the grey lady goes up there.
Yeah.
And then I didn't believe him, but obviously people have told me they do, but I've never seen it.
The amazing thing about it, Jenny, is the fact that you live on Rowley Road, which is very, very close to the existing end of the driveway, which is ironic, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And at the top of the driveway is where Our Lady, our grey lady, has been seen. And this would be what your brother was trying to mention to you, because this lady is connected to the hall herself, and she's seen at the end of the driveway, which would have been there, but nobody would realise in this day and age that that was the end of the driveway.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's fantastic?
It is, yes, because my brother always said about it, and I've never thought about it. Of course, he said it was always about the grey lady, so he's obviously seen it, or...
Yeah. Your innocence as well, considering you was only 7, it must have been such a beautiful thing to live where you was and have all that free land around you to roam in.
Oh, it was lovely. Really happy there, but of course, I was only 7, as I say. I used to go to school. I used to cross the field to go up up to church railings to go to school.
That's right, because there's an existing walkway down there
Yeah.
that you would have taken to the school. And the school was literally right on the other side, just on the side of the land where the hall was built.
Yeah.
That's where it is now, and it still exists to this day. Is there anything else that you'd like to add? Anything else that you'd like to mention that perhaps you might have thought about whilst we've been talking?
I don't know. I mean, I know I used to go down to the field to play down
The front.
field down the front there.
The actual memories of playing on the front of the house seems to be really prominent in your mind, I think.
And I think I was quite happy there. It was plenty of room that I think I was quite happy to play there.
Yeah.
I didn't really need to go a long way.
No, you didn't at all.
So
So you till to the age of from birth till 7, because you was born in the actual West Wing. From your birth to the age of 7, you must have had an absolutely fantastic time as a child. And I just want to say thank you for sharing your memories with Sensory Soul Science today. And I'm very, very grateful that you've took time to sit with me and talk about it. So thank you very much, Jenny.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Hello and welcome to today's... God, I've done it again. Hello and welcome to Sensory Soul Science's documentary. This documentary is based... Welcome to Sensory Soul Science's documentary. My name is Abby Hayler. I'm a co-founder of Sensory Soul Science. I'm a medium and energy worker. We're going to be talking today along with other team members.
Hi, I'm Amy Dutton. I'm a paranormal researcher.
And I'm Lucy Wise. I'm a volunteer for...
Hello and welcome to Sensory Soul Science's documentary on Baginton. This is based around an historical place in
Timbuktu.
Action.
Welcome to Sensory Soul Science's documentary. This documentary will take you through time. We are now going to be talking to you about Baginton and its old hall, the mystery behind it, and the ghosts that reside there and the surrounding areas. My name is Abby Hayler. Welcome to Sensory Soul Science's documentary on Baginton. We're going to be taking you directly through the journey of history. Hello, my name is Abby Hayler. We are in Baginton today and we're going to be talking to you about the history and the ghostly phenomena that occurs there. To my left I have 2 people who think they're very funny. And I think, in actual fact, I think it's about time that we stop filming because it's